Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I am Falakseeb Khan, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such industry veteran on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Shri Kuppuswamy Narasimhan. Hello, welcome, Mr. Narasimhan. We are glad to have you here today with us on FaceTime with Leaders.
Good evening, Falak.
Good evening. So let me give you a quick brief about Shri Kuppuswamy Narasimhan. With a wealth of experience spanning over 4 decades, he is a paragon of dedication and proficiency, possessing an impressive blend of technical prowess, astute communication skills, and an innate ability to foster deep connections. He stands as a remarkable individual in the world of public service. Throughout his illustrious career, he has served in 3 ministries of the Government of India, namely Ministry of Agriculture with the Fishery Survey of India, the Ministry of Steel and Mines, and the Ministry of Shipping, from which he superannuated in 2019 from Directorate General of Shipping and Mercantile Marine Department. In his post-superannuation, he gives his invaluable service in the capacity of Consultant Secretary, National Shipping Board. So, Shri Kuppuswamy Narasimhan, to begin with, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far?
Thank you, Falak, for giving a good introduction. So, to begin with, I have been serving in the government sector, that is called Government of India, in the 3 ministries as a point out in the introduction. And initially, I was placed in the HR, duties of HR. I functioned in the duty of HR for a brief period for around 2 years. Thereafterwards, I moved to the Steel Ministry. In the Steel Ministry, it was a totally different sector. You have to deal with the steel trade and all the public sector undertaking, the manufacturers, Steel Authority of India Limited, Tata Iron and Steel Company, and other things were there. At the same time, I was dealing with the import substitution and other things also, where the people import steel products also under OGL, Opal General License, as well as under end-use declaration that they used to, there were mini steel plants earlier. Now they are called in a different category. It is being categorized in different way now. And they used to do the import of shredded scrap for manufacture of steels in a, it may be in a billets, or it may be rolling steel, or it may be GP sheet, CR steel, like that. It varies for various industry, for housing, automotive industries, and rolling mill in the construction industry and other things. There, in my 2 decades of service in the steel ministry, I had a good lineup with all my seniors, where we are interacting with all IAS officers only. And I was brought to light. I had a good exposure over there. I see the working of the all Indian IAS officers, how they deal with the matter when it comes to anything and all. I've done a thesis in the steel industry also on a selective matter where about our own organization, the rise and fall of steel industry, how it was doing during the regulatory time, during the licensing raj, and how in the open economy, how it's going to fare well the steel industry, where it will become a market-oriented industry, where there won't be any control from the government side and other things. Otherwise, when the control was there, the government used to give an allotment of steel to various industries by conducting inspection to see the capacity utilization, what are the installed capacity of the plant and machinery. Then we used to recommend the allocation of steel material through the regulatory sources. There is Steel Authority of India, Tata Iron and Steel, and Indian Iron and Steel. when with the advent of globalization, and steel industry was the first industry to get removed from their government control and make it a market oriented. Toward that extent also, though regulatory functions were brought down to minimal to 20% or so, more focus was given on the developmental side of the steel industry, how to be done and everything. Even at those days also, 2 decades also, we are trying to reduce the carbon emission, carbon dioxide, how it can be brought down. We had a UNDP program, and wherein the steel mills were asked to install a particular machinery, and so that the emission can be brought down, to carbon dioxide emission can be brought down. So these are things we played it. And the most important factor is that I was dealing with organizing various seminars and other things also on a biannually matter. And over and above, the thing is that when we started making domestication of steel industry, that is basically, if you're for a normal layman, if you sell steel meat, they will think it is only for industry purpose, not for household purpose.
Right.
So there we have to do a little bit of marketing with all the farmers. So the farmer, they produce all the grains every year, and they store it in a wooden, basket or something like a wooden grain something, where it gets pesticides. They're not taking care of pesticides and the grains get spoiled. So for that purpose, we introduce a metal bin made out of GP sheets. Where the market value is 1,500, we are giving them at 750 rupees. And we used to tell them how to sow the grains and other things, so that there won't be any spoilage or anything of the grains, water that is being produced, that can be kept for 2 to 3 years without anything. So that way I marketed in the rural areas. Mainly farmers, we have to go to rural areas only. Without rural areas, we cannot touch the farmers. So government means they were just a little bit hesitant to come forward to pay the money. This, the deliverance is not there for the government side. So what happened, we just thought of it, then we approached the NGO in Pune. This is Jamnalal Bajaj NGO also. We approached them, we had a good discussion with them. We told them this is the plan of the government of India. We want to introduce the metal bins to the farmers for the safety of the grains and other thing and the storage purpose. And this is the thing, and this was the scheme already. So immediately we are taken to 2-3 villages in the field itself, not in the villages, also in the field of where the farmers are working. And we had a brief impromptu meeting and we told them everything. Immediately they came forward and we do it. And we did a deliverance of the metal bins over there. What is a special character of that is that the workers in the Bajaj, all industrial workers coming under Industrial Development Act, we cannot categorize as the agriculturists. But Bajaj NGO, they impress upon us, sir, even though they are industrial workers under ID Act, but still they have they got 2 acres of land. Each worker has got a minimum 1 or 2 acres of land. So they also produce certain agriculture products in the land and other things. So because of that, I could able to make a proposal to our Ministry, Steel and Mines, with the Joint Secretaries, the discussion, other things, and finally they approved it. So by the way, we were able to supply 8,000 metal bins to Bajaj workers itself. So that is a good achievement where I have seen, where it was totally for people thinking industry purpose steel, where we made it for a domestic way of using the steel also. So that was a good achievement. We were able to get to it. That's the thing. After the steel industry, I got myself came to shipping industry.
Okay.
I came to Director General of Shipping. I was working in Director General of Shipping with a senior officer, secretary level officer. And I was as a personal staff officer called PSO, personal staff officer. We look after the entire thing day to day, all the meeting schedules, all the drawing, all the minutes, and making plans and what are the policies to be introduced from our side. All those things I was handling in the shipping industry. I used to handle the casualties, that is the accident that take place in the sea. Collision of ships and all this. You might have seen in the Bombay also ships collision taken place. So that investigation all we used to do it. And overall the shipping industry was functioning under International Maritime Organization. That is another UN body with related to the maritime industry. But still they have all, they got 2 acres of land. Each worker has got a minimum 1 or 2 acres of land. So they also produce certain agriculture products in the land and other things. So because of that, I could able to make a proposal to our ministry, Steel and Mines, with the joint secretaries, the discussion, other things, and finally they approved it. So by the way, we were able to supply 8,000 metal beams to Bajaj workers itself. So that is a good achievement where I have seen, where it was totally for people thinking industry purpose steel, where we made it for a domestic way of using the steel also. So that was a good achievement. We were able to get through it. That's the thing.
That's really a wonderful and interesting career journey, we must say. So, moving ahead, we want to know like what functions or roles have you enjoyed the most?
Practically, I enjoyed all the roles.
So sorry to interrupt you. Like actually, I mean, I was listening to you. So like, did you share a light on what you do currently and how's it going?
See, now I am retired.
Okay.
Now I am retired.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that when I was given the HR portfolio,
okay, that's really very interesting and very great, we must say. So moving ahead, we want to know like what functions or roles have you enjoyed the most?
Practically, I enjoyed all the roles what all I have done it. Because in a government, it's a totally different setup when compared to a private sector. In government sector also, if you work with, you have to build a confidence building with the superiors.
Right.
You have to show enthusiasm in learning more things.
Right.
At the same time, you have to be ambitious and take more responsibility.
True.
If these three are delivered, if these things are delivered, then the officer will not leave you. The officer will not leave you, and you'll be learning more things, and you'll get more and more responsibilities, and you'll be able to achieve the targets also.
True, true. That's
Yes.
definitely
That was, I enjoyed everything. Right from beginning to end, I enjoyed everything.
That's really very great. So when we talk about your achievements, we want to know like what do you regard as your biggest professional achievement and why?
See, this one of the taking this metal bin marketing with the agriculturists, farmers, that is a great achievement. Where the steel is considered as an infrastructure material only for the building factories and other things, and not used for any household consumption. There we have introduced this metal bin for the agriculturists, and there we have seen that it is being distributed. But only unfortunately, what happened, that organization got wounded up because of the government policies. Because of steel has been open subject, it become open subject where market is determining the rates and everything. So government role has got diminished. So the organization was also winded up accordingly. That's how it is. And then I came to shipping.
So when we talk about ESG and corporate governance, we want to know like what piqued your interest in ESG and corporate governance?
ESG, no, is a very great subject, which I have seen it. Anything which deals with the planet, environment, is a very good thing where it takes care of all the people involved. Say that the suppliers, stakeholders, and customers and the community. When all the things are, everyone is coming together to form a ESG environment. Environment is basically a thing where the company has to see how they are taking care of the environment within the area of operation, where it is going well with the sustaining development also with regard to the products and the management and everything. And it's a good and the social goal that the company has to take care of its own employees, the labor force. That is the main thing where they have to see that production is not controlled. If the laborers are not kept happy, there will be a loss in production, some unnecessary strikes and things will happen. So that all has to take care. And where the factory is situated, the community at large inside in and around the factory has to be taken care of. That's more another thing. And as far as governance is concerned, it is a good governance where the experts at the board level who sits and give the good governance at the governing of the company. That good. And by this way, the entire investors, not only investors, even the small investors, they get a full benefit and they can take a full decision how where to invest in their shares or whatever it is. That gives a good picture for the overall picture gives to all investors also. What CSR was for the business given by the companies, ESR is a criteria where they develop and determine the environmental aspect, social aspect, and the governance aspect also. They can combine together. So that was a good that overall inclusiveness is there in the ESG. The inclusiveness of each and everyone, right from top to bottom, that will just give a good picture about how ESG is going to take a future in the Indian economy also, as well as in the Indian companies also. So that was a focus for me to come forward with that.
That's definitely there. So, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
As a value, the thing is that sustainability, when compare the sustainability, a strong leadership in the company boardroom, strong leadership and full interaction with the labor force, and see how the products are being manufactured, how everything is getting drawn with all the every frequent inspection of the factories and down to level, what are the problems that are cropping up in future, or which that may crop up due to natural disasters, everything, where we take any preemptive action to be taken in view of any cyclonic trend or anything, or any earthquake. So these are things, and I would like to bring the strong leadership also in the board with the more stability to the company.
That's really very great, and we wish you all the best for that. Yes. So, when we talk about technology, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with our advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.0?
See, as far as technology is concerned, I'll focus on the shipping industry, where I did my last 15 years. Shipping industry is graciously admitted and getting advanced with the more and more technology that is being brought up. And one such is artificial intelligence. And one is cyber crime that is being done. Whereas artificial intelligence and shipping industry, they get themselves accommodated to all the things now that are coming up. Shipping industry is focusing with the advancement of technologies in the shipping industry. It is basically focusing on the IoT, artificial intelligence, and so many other factors. And for example, I can say that, for example, the ETA, exact time of arrival of the ship, and this can be determined by the IoT technology by sensing the water flow and water noise and pollution at the sea level, mid-sea level, and when it comes to the coastal side, and when it comes toward the mid-sea, coastal, and this spatial water line, where it comes, the noise gives a different noise to at every stage of that. With that stage, we are able to calculate the exact time of arrival. That is a good thing, very able to do. Otherwise, it was finding it difficult. And as far as digitalization and digital process is concerned, every invoices, everything, all what are the things that the ship notes and the ship day-to-day report of each and everything from captain to the shipping company, all has been made with the digitalization and with the less usage of paper and other activities, which gives again a component to increase in the climate change and the digital process that takes place. And as far as the artificial is concerned, and accordingly, there was a report by 2030, the ships will be totally managed by robots, drones, for handling of the ship. The robots is the one type of robots which will handle the assets. Assets means whenever at the time of loading and unloading, that is called assets. And other thing is the practical operation of the ship. And the mini robot that gives more valuable to the cause of inspection in remote areas where inspection cannot be done on the ships or anything that. So that will give more advent to the shipping industry, and which shipping industry drastically they're getting used to the changes in advanced technologies. And at the last time, and last thing, there are two things which, even if a parcel, say for example, if a parcel is delayed by the ship, now that can be traced. The shipping company can determine why it is getting delayed, what is the cause of delay, whether it's in transit or anything. And for all these things, this is the IoT is the best technology where we are using it in the shipping technology. And as far as port digitalization is concerned, the shipping aspect is one thing and port is another aspect in shipping. Port is where ship starts the journey and end its journey in loading and unloading. Shipping per se is that there are two layers of shipping. One is engineering, one is nautical on the higher side, on the upper deck. Upper deck is called nautical, lower deck is called engineering.
Yes.
Whereas as the port is concerned, the lack of infrastructure is there too much. We are not able, there's a standard lack of infrastructure that has to develop overall. But now that is happening also in the last 5 years. The development and more and more ports are getting developed, and with more automation also takes place over there. So that should all take care of in the shipping industry. And with that, everything will be, there will be a crewless ship also they are planning to come up with. There won't be any crew in the ship. Once upon a time, in 70s and 80s, there used to be 30 to 40 crew members in a ship. Now it is reduced 30 to 40 crew members in a ship. Now it is reduced to 20 to 25 maximum. Not even 25, 23, you can say. Whereas if there is a crewless ship, means there won't be any crew. Everything will be digital operator, full advanced technology. That is going to happen. That's the future of the industry.
Right. That's really very great, and we look forward to it, and we just hope that technology grows in for better.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's a good thing.
So as you know, we are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about this initiative taken about by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Hebal Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
They are doing a very good job. And recently, last month, I had a meeting with Hebal Mehta in Pune. We three of us came over there to meet Hebal Mehta, and I have a discussion. Priyanka was there, and Lovely Sharma was present over there. We had a working lunch also on that day. We had a very good discussion. We just asked him what are your plans about the Director Institute in future, how we are going to go ahead. So he said, Narasimhan, it is only a 4-year-old, Director Institute is only 4-year-old. We are giving maximum exposure to all the independent directors by way of grooming them in a face-to-face FaceTime interview. We are asking them to publish articles in the stalwarts magazines, and accordingly they can update the LinkedIn profile also. So by that way, we give them that much exposure, and we'll be publishing everything on our YouTube channel, where the industry captains and all will be much more interested to see your domain knowledge and other things where you are well placed in the domain, and accordingly you will be placed accordingly. This is a very human service that they are doing it. It's not a very easy task. And with the vision we came to know from Hebal Mehta, we wish them best of luck for both Zishan Ali and Hebal Mehta.
So these have been really kind words by you, we must say. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders and help them grow in their careers as well. Thank you, Shri Kuppuswamy Narasimhan, for joining us today. We wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much once again for being with us today on FaceTime with Leaders, and have a great day.
Thank you, Falka.